I'm not going to talk about the high command cards because since they're brand new for season 4, we have the man in charge, the person behind the conclave in the shadowy robes, Harringzord, to talk about what's new in season 4.
Hello, guest appearance. Right, yeah, so High Command is a new thing, or the new expansion for season 4. And this largely came around because I wanted to find a better way to make staff cards more useful, or like to encourage people to play them more. Because we had quite a few nice staff cards that were a bit of a pain to put into your deck because they would take up a valuable deck slot that you largely wanted for like a player or a skill or a really nice special play card that was going to ruin everyone's fun if you singe. But the staff cards were a bit of a struggle, other than the bodyguards that protected your players, because they didn't actually offer you anything on the pitch. So some of them might give you like extra money or things like that after a thing, but they don't offer you any value on the pitch itself. So came up with the idea for High Command, and it's basically inspired by the idea of like a side deck in certain games. So things that aren't actually in the main deck, but that you can just call on when you need them. So when you join Imperium in season 4, you get access to your High Command, as it's called. And this, you can find it if you go to the Coaches tab on the Imperium website. Obviously, the main page of that, you will see your cards, your list of cards that you own. On the Info tab, you will see High Command level, and mine's currently 1. You can upgrade that for 10 coins, and I'll explain what upgrading that does in a second. And then the second upgrade costs 20 coins, a third upgrade costs 30 coins, and that keeps going up and up and up. So what is the point of this? Why would you want to do it? Well, to start off with, there are a bunch of new High Command cards, and these are basically like reworked versions of the staff cards. And you can put these in your High Command, and you will gain benefits from them either during a tournament or at the end of a tournament, whether that be more money. Some of them work a little bit like a special play card. Some of them will grant you skills that you can add to players on your team. There's lots of stuff to find. I'm not going to spoil too much of it because I think part of the fun of this game is finding out what all the cards do as you go. So we've got a level 1 High Command. I can put a card into my High Command while I'm building my deck, and it doesn't take up a deck slot, which is important. So it's the equivalent of the first special play card that you put in is free. You don't have to actually pay a deck size slot for that. High Command, you put that in, and if you were on 0 out of 20 for your deck size, and the first card you put in was a High Command card, you would still be on 0 out of 20 because it doesn't count towards the deck size. But what you would notice is that the deck value of the card does count towards your deck value. So if you go for lots of expensive ones of these, the Conclave are going to get involved with making your life difficult. Just as a little balance and mechanism in there. So you can upgrade this. When you spend gold, you upgrade this to the ability to include 2 High Command cards when you've upgraded the first time. And then when you upgrade the second time, you can include 3 High Command cards, and then upgrade again for 4 High Command cards, and so on and so forth. I think the maximum you can go to is 7. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that having 7 is definitely the best way to go. That is largely up to you guys to find out. It might be that having 7 of these things is like super duper overpowered, in which case, have fun, I guess. What I would say, though, is that I would strongly, strongly recommend, if you're listening to this just starting out, which I imagine you are, because that's largely the point of the video, don't upgrade your High Command until you have some High Command cards. So you come in, you get 10 gold. Don't spend your 10 gold on making your High Command better, because you'll have nothing to put in there and you'll be sad. Don't want that. So wait until you get some cards, and then you can start upgrading High Command when you feel like, oh, I want to put 2 of these in. That's the time when you say, right, well, I need to spend 20 gold on upgrade. All of the High Command cards have a contract length, which is basically a maximum number of uses. So some of them, I think that's a number between 1 and 4. Some of them you can only use once, and then some of the common ones you can use 4 times. After you've included them in a deck 4 times, they will leave your collection in the same way as the one-time use cards do. There is a high command pack that you can use to get high command cards only. That is available through the drills dusting mechanic, which is the same one as special play cards and training cards. You can also get high command cards in boosters and premium boosters as well, so you'll just occasionally get some every now and then when you get in general boosters. And yeah, that's largely it. So it's not overly complicated. It's just a way of making sure that all of these nice staff cards that we've got are actually having some influence and that you want to play them. Because if I'm being a little bit selfish, I spend a lot of time thinking of them, and it's quite sad when nobody plays them. But yes, Nick, I think that's about it. Do you have any questions in particular while I'm here?
Well, I didn't open any high command cards, so it's hard for me to ask questions about them, sadly. But yes, I would like to reiterate that I would recommend using that first 10 gold, probably to just buy a booster pack and maybe put you in the right direction of what team that you would like to start playing around with, rather than dumping it into the high command immediately. But that depends on what cards you have. Thanks everybody for listening, and I hope to see you in Season 4 of Imperium.